that I like doing. I need to just figure out a way to leave the light for you guys, but just tone that. LED bulbs don't really get that hot, do they? So I could just tape that like that. Is that too much? I think we'll be alright. I've got to reach around that bit of paper to paint, but it's not going to work. I'm going to just take this off. There we go. I'll just live with the light. I live with the light. Right, so I've been thinking more about this display that I'm doing at Helsinki Games Workshop. Is that too much? Is that alright? Can we live with that? It would be nice if we could live with that, because that's not so harsh on my face. And right, what I'm thinking of bringing in is I'm thinking of bringing in this guy right here. He just needs a base, this base edge done, and I thought I might add him, the Apothecary. I'm really pleased with how he turned out. No edge highlighting really on it, but I'm super pleased with how this guy turned out. So I think I'm going to add him. Then I've really got this old Techmarine that I don't really have. Thanks, Dees. Is it Dees? Yeah, I've been painting quite a lot actually of late. But I've got this old Techmarine, and I feel like I could maybe bring this a little bit up to standard. He's a little bit old. No paint highlights or anything like that, and he's a bit dark. Back when I would just cover everything in Agrax Earthshade, but I might be able to bring him up to standard. So they're options. And also I've got a couple of models that can ascend, like the Neurolictor, the two little Neurotyrant babies can ascend, and also my Demon. This guy can go out, he can go up, so I can get him off the shelf. But that base, I might put an extra coat of black on that base, and then we can get him up and out. All right, let's get cracking. Where shall I start? The old Abandoned Blacks. Dees, do you collect Warhammer at all? I'm a little bit obsessed, frankly, myself. I was going to do a little bit of display, more of my display. I've realised what I do is I laminate rule cards, and I was thinking of maybe building up some kind of display here with those. But well, that's totally sidetracking. But yeah, do you have any armies? You got anything going on? You got yourself a Lazy Susan? These things are really cheap, and I think they're for cake. But I just bought one. Oh, this is a new Abandoned Black. Okay, not my original one then. But yeah, so I bought myself a Lazy Susan just because I'm a little bit of a nerd. I know it seems you've painted models better if they're rotating. Oh, hang on, there's a Terminator just in my way there. Let's just move you. So yeah, so Saturday for the display. Everyone who enters gets a plaque, but I don't expect to win any prizes. But it's more a fact that I get to go. You know what? This light isn't enough for me. I need more light. I might have to leave that lampshade off, even though it's really bright next to me. Maybe my eyes will just get used to it. But I need a little bit more light there. I'll just have to get used to it. But yeah, so extra coat on here, and then this guy can go in the display cabinet. The desk's getting a little bit busy because I've just found more and more little projects. But I feel like with painting live, I don't like waiting for paint to dry anyway when I'm painting. So I normally have multiple models on the go, and with live streaming as well. Now that I want to try and see where I can take my painting with this, it's definitely the way to go to have more models on the go. 30k! Ah, you do? Okay. Other war games. I've got Death Guard, Solar Auxiliary, Imperial Fist, and probably thousands of 6mm, 50mm historical models. Okay, I've got some Death Guard. I wasn't originally going to collect Death Guard, right? But how I collect Games Workshop, for the most part, is I buy what I can get my hands on cheap. And there's a lot of people selling secondhand Death Guard, so I actually have a Death Guard army. What I'll do is I'll crack out a couple of those. I've also got some 30k stuff. I'll show you something that you might be amused. I really like the Saturnine Terminators. I like Terminators anyway, right? And I know that what's it called? Crux Exterminatus or whatever it is, the Assault Terminators box set. I want to try and go up against the resellers and get myself a couple of boxes, because you get 10 Assault Marines, right? And you get 5 regulars. And I was thinking, hang on, if I bought 2 boxes, then that's 10. So I bought another 10 Terminators, And I was like, if I do them all Thunderhammers, there must be sets of Lightning Claws in there, surely. So I could then get myself Thunderhammers and Lightning Claw Terminators up and running. But I don't think I'm going to get a box, let alone two, with the reselling. It's just so fast. And like, I'm sure there's loads of people who are after the Assault Terminators. Anyone who's interested in Terminators. It looks like I'm putting together my army is going to be mostly Terminators. But yeah, the 30k thing. So hang on, this might make you laugh. I've done that base. Let me put that somewhere to dry, and I'll just show you. I'll just show you this this pot I've got. Where is it? Hang on 1 second. So yeah, so this might amuse you. This pot. I did say that I really like Terminators. So I've got a few of these guys. I think they're just the most magnificent figures, but they're on my list. This is under half of what I've got, but I really have to decide on a paint scheme for them. I was thinking Iron Warriors, but then if I want to have them look like my regular Terminators and tie them in, then they're going to look more like this. So I don't know. I haven't decided on which way to go with them. But either way, I know that I'm going to have a lot of fun painting them, frankly. Yeah, they are. Hey, let me give you a comparison. Look, let me. So that these ones don't have their arms on. They don't have their weapon choices because I'm going to magnetize them or put in little pins. But let me put it next to one of the regular new Terminators. So that's the regular new Terminator right there. And then that's your Saturnine. So there's a bit of a difference. So yeah, so as soon as they got chunkier, because I like the I really like the Centurions, but I didn't like the proportions. But when I saw that these guys had on their legs these little assist bars, which I really like, I was like, I kind of have to get them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna tie them in with this. But I think I'm gonna go just with a lot of Saturnine Terminators, just because I feel like just get what you like. I'm not gonna worry too much about rules, but I'm just going to go with what I enjoy. Right, Demon done. Let's get the Neurolictor up. So his base should be dry now. I left this stuff 24 hours, so it should be practically done. But I think I just need to clean up this bottom edge a little bit, or at all for that matter. Maybe I should just put the paint on and see how it looks. But I would say that that's ready. All right, let's just put the paint on. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I've got the Praetor as well, and I've got 3 of them because you can have the one with the Dirty Great Hammer, you can have the one with the Dirty Great Axe, and you can have one that's dual Power Fist configuration. So, in a rare state of spending money that I don't have, I bought. I've got 3 of them, so I'm looking forward to making those. But again, the hardest part for me is deciding color schemes. I can't decide the colour schemes. That's the worst one. Like this Tyranid one, this Tyranid colour scheme that I came up with, it took years for me to finally decide on one that was something that I enjoyed doing. It just took so long and so many different variations until I finally hit. Oh, I was going to show you the Death Guard. Hang on, yeah, I'll show you the Death Guard as well. I showed you the Saturnine, but if it's alright, I'm just going to paint this this base, and then I'll get the Death Guard. There we go. Whoop. But I'm thinking, like, definitely think Saturnine's one. Yeah, they're definitely one of the better ones. I'm not so sure about the Dreadnought. I've got a Saturnine box coming my way, and I think I might, to take the sting out of buying the whole box, I might sell the Saturnine Dreadnought. Because the only Dreadnoughts I really like are the old Boxnauts, the old box Dreadnoughts. I really like those, and I don't like the new one. Was it Redemptor? I'm just not a fan. I prefer the old ones. But now Terminators are creeping up on size, the same size as those guys. Right, let me get my Death Guard. Hang on, I'll show you a couple of those. Wow, they should be just here in the cabinet. Yeah, there we go. Right, so originally I went with the green, but Death Guard green is really tough for me to do, so I went with this. You know what? I think that's a great description of the Redemptor. Frankly, that's the best description I can come up. So this is early Death Guard. I went with this, but I really struggle with doing anything with Death Guard green. So what I went for more like nearer to Heresy colours, and then I went with this scheme. And what I've done is, I don't like the length of these barrels, so I chopped it off and I turned them, if you go onto the back, I turned it into chimneys. And then I've green stuffed in a load of extra flesh in any recesses. You see here with the shoulder, I've put in that green stuff flesh. So I like these more. And I think that's the way I'm going to go with them, with the copper effect and the bone. But I think I enjoy that more than the green, because Death Guard green, I don't know what it is. I struggle with doing anything with it, blending it in any way, shape, or form. It's just one of those colours that's just a nightmare to do. And then, yeah, well, they're largely the same. I've got the what is it, Death Shroud? I've got those guys done as well. But again, I just happened to be able to get hold of those guys, so it was kind of just convenient that I was able to get those. But yeah, so just paint what I can get my hands on. Right, let's finish these two bases and then we can free up some space on the Sues. Have you heard of something called A Song of Ice and Fire? Because someone was trying to get me into that. And I've also seen like the Aliens models, and they look alright. You could get like Hadley's Hope, the Gang of Hadley's Hope. And I kind of wanted to get that. I was kind of a bit curious about getting those. I was considering it. But then, you know, with the Aliens, what would you do? Just spray them black, then highlight with black with a tiny bit of yellow mixed in, and they're done. I think I've just kind of sold myself on them now. I feel like I kind of want to get those. That's done. Right, pop that over. I guess you can go down here to dry. Boop. And then we can get the other baby off the wheel. And then we freed up a little bit of space on the Susan. Okay, so the alien models are fun. I've seen a box of aliens. I've seen that you can get Ripley in the power loader, and I can see you can get the team of Hadley's Hope. You can get Queen as well. That's all I've seen of the game. I haven't seen anything else. I don't know if they do like terrain, or if they did like ship layouts or Hadley's Hope layout. That'd be pretty amazing. I would love to get into terrain. But, I mean, that's the thing. That's what I know about the game, really, is I've just seen a few boxes, but the Alien box sold, so I wasn't able to get that. And I haven't got around to ordering it online or anything. But it's just something that's kind of in the background. When you said the other scale miniatures, would any of them happen to be like Napoleonic Wars, out of interest? Is it Napoleonic Wars that you collect, or is there a certain period in history? Third-party terrain sets, but main game is on cardboard. Yeah, I don't want to do cardboard terrain. I'm not so keen on it. Should we do some difficult painting? Should we do a bit of that? Should we try and do something with this red, with this guy? I need a brighter red. The reddest red I've got, I think, is Evil Sons. And even though, yeah, maybe I could use that on it, but it's not as bright a red as I want, frankly. Is there a brighter red before moving into orange? I don't think there is. I do have an orange. If I highlighted in orange, would that be just bonkers? I guess I could just paint over it if it's rubbish. If I did that, is that just crazy? If I was like super conservative with the highlights, I guess we try it. I think I'll try it. Alright, let's try it. You convinced me. So I recently bought myself a synthetic brush, and they're actually quite nice for how I paint. So I'm going to give those a go. So let's take out a little bit of Evil Sons and see if we can't clean this guy up a little bit. What I should do, though, actually, is do away with this blue on the gun here and just silver a lot of this. I don't know what I was thinking doing blue, but I'm not so keen on it. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will change that. Let's go Leadbelcher. Let's bring him up to speed. Leadbelcher. Here we are. Yeah. Before the Leadbelcher, I want to do this as well. So that's Agrax Earthshade. Oh no, I was going to go Reichland, wasn't I? I was going to go for less of a dark wash. Although now that I'm here, what's this one? Delvin Mud. Let's go Agrax. Something about these stripes on this one doesn't feel quite right. So I think I'm just gonna do this on it and see if I can't change how I feel about it a little bit. Yeah, I do feel better about that actually. I'm not going to be too cautious with it because I can go in and fix it. But okay, that looks a lot better. It's amazing what a little bit of ink will do you. Let's check. I'm pretty sure I did this one yesterday as well, so this one needs the same treatment. So let's just tone that one down a little bit. That's quite a lot of ink I've gone in with. That's way darker than I would have wanted, but I can bleed some of that off just fine. Yeah, I'll just take some of that off. I shouldn't eat ink. Why do I eat the brush when I want to bleed this stuff off? I think that's alright. Yeah, that's just toned down ever so slightly. Okay, that's fine. Right, so that's those. So I want to go back to the Leadbelcher now. Getting pretty busy on this desk. I think I could do with a few little shelves. Maybe I should put some shelves in there or something. God knows what or how. But Leadbelcher. So much with the Tech Priests. I'm not going to go to. I just need to tie it together a bit. It's really old, this one. I need that blue to go. That didn't work out. Blue's a really hard colour to blend, I feel. But all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cake this grey with Leadbelcher and I'll just null oil it. And anywhere where it takes out the red, I will make that just wear and tear. That's what I'll do. Because I might be able to get this guy. I would like to try the highlights. Is an orange highlight just ridiculous? I feel like if I'm really, really conservative with it, it might just really help the model out. That's already silver. That's not silver. That blue's got to go. It's the blue. That's what I don't like about it. I really like revisiting these models. I thought about keeping it and being like, okay, so that's what I did with that model, and then buying a new one. But then when I realised I could add this guy to the display on Saturday, I was like, maybe he would be a nice addition to the gang. Because if it's going to have Tech Priests in and Marines in, you could have a Tech Marine in that gang just fine. So this chest bit, I mean, do I even want to touch that? That shouldn't even be silver. It should be white and black. But go on then. I'll just a little bit. To be honest, there's quite a lot of stuff on that chest that could be silver. I could do that silver as well. It doesn't have to be red, that bit. Something, maybe there's something in doing that actually, being a little bit less red there. Maybe I will do that actually. Maybe that's how it will look. Yeah, I think I prefer that. A little bit more metallic. So what's this on his wrist? That looks like some kind of readout. That can be silver. And then this has all got to be silver as well. But again, just token silver, change it from white. Why I did those blue, I couldn't tell you. Why I wanted to add blue, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I felt like it needed an extra colour of some sort, but it really, really doesn't need. I need to get that symbol right as well. So I've just gone over that with the silver as well, but we can go back to that. That's not a big problem. Let's just do you and you. Okay. So, wrist, chest, servo arm. Let's do the servo arm. I think we lost these. It's a pretty nice servo arm, to be honest. It's a shame how it's mounted like that. It looks a bit clunky. Looks like just like a little bit of a tack on. You know, just like a little branch coming out there. They could have made this a little bit more, or I could have made it a little bit more involved, a little bit more attached. Is that my silver? Yeah, that's my silver. So I don't need to do, it doesn't even need that much. I just need to get a tiny bit on. You might make it to the thing. You might make it. The arm this side. Other side of the axe hasn't been done. It's a shame that I'm painting over this actually, because it represented a period of time of my painting where I was at a certain point, but I want to do. It wasn't finished. It wasn't finished. It was just sitting there, not doing much of anything. So maybe I have made the right choice here. What is that? That's the arm. Okay, let's put that silver. All right. So bottom of axe, just down there. Alright, I'm already liking that more. So what we'll do is we'll let that dry. I've got a little bit of black left, so I might just do the base as well. And then we'll leave him to dry. And then we'll see what we can do next on that one. There's black. So let's coat this. I should get more into the habit of, once I've done as much as I can on a model, then adding a layer to the base, just so I can bring that up at the same time, and then I can pick something else up. I feel like I want to do some edge highlighting on something. Who's the next nearest to being out of the display? I guess maybe a Terminator, maybe, or I mean that servitor's pretty far along. Maybe I could get him out. I think maybe the servitor's the one to go for. Right, you can dry. So let's just move over some of these Iron Warriors. There we go. Let's have a look at this guy. So your base needed. So let's start getting you out as well. Let's do your base as well. See if I can't get. So this guy was one of the bodies of the two ogres. It doesn't matter, no one's here. Screw you. Why explain? I'll just carry on painting. I'll wait till there's a question. I'll just paint until there's a question. You friggin' table, you idiot. Don't just talk to yourself. Just wait till there's a question and answer it. Okay, there's that one. Make a bit of space. Okay, now what? So the reds, we can do the red on this guy. That's where we can test it. So I was going to go Evil Suns and then try an orange highlight, right? That's where I was going to go with it. It could work. I think it could work if you. I mean, you could try wet blending it, but I just think that we could just give it a go. I need to bring up the red anyway, so let's This is probably a terrible brush for this. But that's a lot of paint I'm putting on there. That is a shed load of paint. And now I've just added water. Am I going to screw myself over doing it like this? Why do I feel like I am? I'm going to stop using that brush. Where's the synthetic? Question is making it this flat red the way to go? Should I not leave a little bit of the original? I mean, it's quite bright. I just need it to stand out a little bit more in comparison to the metallic drab bits, you know? I want it to look quite bright. Let's see if I can do this carefully. It would seem that I can. Is that in shot? Just about. Yeah, I feel better about it being this red. It definitely had to be brighter. And brighter still if possible. But Mars is orange, so you could argue that, yeah, you call it the red planet, but it does have orange on it. You know, because it's what is it, iron oxide? That's what the orange is, the red is. Oh, you're not going to see in there too much. I'll do a little bit in there, but it doesn't need a lot in there. Yeah, it's definitely better. It's definitely better with the more red. It needs to just jump a little bit. Should I try edge highlighting whilst it's still a little wet? Maybe I could try that. Or is that just setting myself up to fail? Maybe that's setting myself up to fail. Oh, I might not necessarily do that. Yeah. Whoa. Just did a little flippy 360 with my brush there. That wasn't the bit I meant to do. I was meant to do this bit in here. Yeah, more red's the way to go. I need to figure out what I want to do with that hand as well. I'm really not sure what to do with that hand at this point. Maybe once I've done the fabric, I will have more of an idea of where I want to go with that. So I want to leave a little bit of those in. Should I have painted those little holes not red? I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't need it. Do I need to go in there and do that little bit of red? Maybe I do need to go in there and just put a little smidge. That's all. Okay, so yeah, the brighter red. Yeah, it's the robes. You need the robes to stand out, right? That's what you need. You need the red to stand out. Okay, so I mean we're already coming up on halfway. I do want to try and leave some of the old bits because it can't just be matte red. Bugger. Oh no, I didn't completely fill that gap. That's okay then. Let's just try and bring it up without completely covering it. I got a lot of red. I think I can do the Adept as well, to be honest. So there's a little bit of silver piping in there that I need to figure out what to do with. I should have done that first and then come back with the red, but oh well, I forgot about it. I don't think I'm going to need to do much in the way with this robe. I think it largely works on its own as it is. I could try and dirty it up again, but this bit in here is going to be a bit fiddly. I'm just going to wing it largely. That worked out quite nicely. I mean, it's definitely better. Having the browner robe wasn't the right way to go, especially as there's so much null oil on the metal now. I think making the robe brighter is better. We're gonna have to see how the highlight goes. But I reckon it might work out. Oh, spine. Are we all the way back round? Almost. There's a lot of brown on this bit here. This isn't so good. I definitely need to change that. But again, I don't have to be too... I don't feel like I have to be too cautious with it. Although that bit there is too much. Oh, yeah, I say about not being too cautious, but I already make mistakes that I consider too much. This bit here, that's too much. And then this bit here, what I did on that bit, too much. So I'll just have to bleed some of that off and then... Yeah, the robe looks better. Ah, the other side here of this arm needs doing. I need to go in and just brighten this up a bit. That's an awful lot of red in there for something that should be darker. That's fine. Although it's really watered down, I need to just get a dollop in there. Oh, that's loads. You won't know. You wouldn't notice that I've done that, made that mistake in there. I need to stop. I need to stop what I'm doing. I'm messing it up. I'm painting over metal here. So I totally messed up there. I started painting on metal. I was being a bit lazy. That was bad job on my part there. Okay, we'll put that down now. We're gonna have to go back and do that bit. It's a bit muddied. But the red robe is better. Let's let you dry. Let's get your adept. Where are you? There's your adept. Let's do a bit on him. We've still got some red left over, so let's just get that done and see where it's looking like at that point. There's a lot of water on this brush now, so I don't know if this is such a good idea. Oh, it's really watery. I think I'm gonna not do it. I'm not doing it. It's too watery. Too watery. Gonna hold fire on that, or just take out some more. So the synthetic brush holds water really easily. Really easily holds water. I'm gonna have that splodge totally away from the previous one. I do want it to be kind of patchy, but I don't know what I would go over it with to make it more patchy. I don't know what ink I would use. Not a red for sure, because it just like washes it out, just makes it all more red. I'd have to go in with like a brown ink or something, and then little buddy. Nice little model, this. There's a little bit of bleed over there with that. Oh, yeah, well I can just touch that up if it even needs it. I might be able to get away with that just with just with inks. Might not even need to do anything about that. I still stand by doing the silver first. I think doing the silver after doing the red would be a bit of a nightmare, because to go with the surface that has more, frankly, you want to do the surface that has more coverage. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about at this point. Oh. Did someone actually join when I said that? I was just talking absolute garbage. Absolute garbage, talking to myself, and they've gone. Well, at least I just saved some face there. Didn't embarrass myself. Might need to build this up in layers. This one's looking a little bit not vibrant. First coat. I definitely feel less confident with this guy than I do like with my Nids or my Marines. These are fairly new. Not additions, like materially, but as far as ones that I've actually painted, there's a lot of detail on these guys. Okay, so we're robes done, right? That's yeah. So I might use a little bit more of this red just to bring this one up a bit. Okay. Not a lot of red. On you go. Oh. What should we do next? I feel like changing it up a little bit. Or should I go with the red highlight? Let's take this guy out, actually. Let's try the orange highlight. I'm super curious now. I want to try the orange highlight, see if it actually works. It's very orange. I'd have to be super sparing with it. Let's just try. It's watery. It's watery. It's a lot more pigment. Let's give this a go again. Sorry, I just had to check something. That's a real kick in the teeth. One of my parcels I sent out didn't deliver. That's a real pain. Should I do like this? Is that too much? It's too much. It's too much. It's not going to work. It has to be just the barest. Barest amount. Like only on the most raised bits. You know, just the absolute edges. I don't think it's working. I don't think the orange works. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think the orange looks alright. I think maybe we could try white and then like something really bright. I'm not sure. Not sure. Let's pop you back. Without advancing you a little bit, let's put some grey ink on there. Okay. Screw it, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna go get some food. Right guys, I'm gonna go. Right guys, yeah, I'm gonna go get some food. Not feeling it today. See you later.